Yes, 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 yes. We have finally got ourselves... Where is he? I've seen him on my phone. Where is he? Ronaldinho. The base version, I might add, 18 SBC. So he is going to be expensive. But if you've been following the channel, you know full well I love myself a bit of Ronaldinho. 18 squads. So if you're looking to improve your team, make sure you're heading over to lootbar.gg. They are the best and most reliable coin service you can find. Also with the best 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using the code JT11, 8% off your first ever transaction and then 5% off every time after that. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. Let's dive in. Obviously the name is completely wrong at the moment. We have got the bronze and silver 11. We have got the 84 for the loan. We have an 85 with a team of the week, 86 with a team of the week, 87 with a team of the week, another 87 with a team of the week, another 87 with a team of the week. That bar is not low enough for 87s. We've got two 388s, an 89, an 89, an 89, two 90s, two more 90s, and that is it. I mean, at least there's no 91. I suppose that is kind of the blessing at the moment. We have got him for 60 days, so we should have him for pretty much most of team of the season. So that's pretty good. Okay, so where do we even start with this sort of card then? Because it's Ronaldinho. I think everybody knows how good this card is. I'm interested to see what he is on the market. I doubt we've got an SBC price at the moment, but on the market, he's coming in at 1.7. The SBC we will come back to because granted that's going to take a little bit for the AI to kind of decide what the price is. So it's 1.7 on the market, give or take if he does drop a little bit. So we've got to get a lot of cards. Bronze and silver, get them out the door. 84, 85, even this first quadruple, pretty easy. 87's pretty easy. It's going to be the grind when it comes to these 88s and most definitely the 90s and 89s. Okay, so let's have a look because we've got a couple of ways of doing this. The one thing I did want to check is what store packs. Did they re-release all of the promo packs we've had, which they have done? So we've got, have we got them all? Oh, it's just the premium. So we haven't got the Supreme yet. That should be soon. What was this one? 15 attackers, all attackers were guaranteed 80 shooting, free guaranteed 85. What do we have here? Okay, that's the one hero icon. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. And then that's the tradable icon. So, what do we got here? 83, 100. This is the problem because when it comes to it, that these packs now become very useful. Like this, the 50, 85 plus is going to get a lot of Ronaldinho done. Now, the counter argument to Ronaldinho is we do have... I believe it came in upgrades today, and it is the Encore Icon 88 Plus player pick, which is... Okay, no, it's only repeatable one day. That's fair enough, but it is a player pick this time, which is going to be... Or was it... It was a player pick before, wasn't it? It's just been refreshed. I was kind of thinking then. It's the... Okay, it's the Encore Hero pick that we got. That's new. We've got, obviously, the normal pack, but we have got the pick as well. So you could argue that you want to do that first. It is going to take up two 87s and an 88. So that is going to be free of the squads already. So I would kind of suggest to make your mind up with that is either get Ronaldinho done or at least just go with the icons. I still need to do, I've got two more of Cantona to do, in fact. Two more 88s. So the credit card's being loaned up in a minute. But we've got, obviously, with Ronaldinho, a lot of squads to get done. Now, what are the best ways to get him done? Because, like I said, when it comes to the first, like, the 87s and below, that should be just natural through going through the game, going through objectives and, obviously, upgrades. That should be done. The 90s are going to be difficult. Like, the 90s will be very, very difficult to get done because there isn't, that many 90 golds. There is a decent amount of specials, and this is where we kind of go to. Because when you look at the club, I've got a relatively decent amount of fodder. I have used quite a lot with Cantona, so that is where a lot of it's gone already. But I've got a lot of 85s which can go into multiple upgrades. So we have got plenty of specials. So when we look at something like all of the Galazos, like for instance, we got the 94 Prince. If she's not going in my team, that's fine. You can use her. Same with Valali, same with Berbatov, Van Basten, Raul. If they're not going in your team, to try and get the 90s done, I would just put them in. Naturally, if you are going to open up some of the promo packs, you should be able to get quite a lot of specials, a lot of fantasies that have kind of gone up over time, and a lot of kind of random icons, ultimate birthdays. Like, I think I've got both Hergerbergs. Well, I don't need one of them. So at least a 91 is available there, plus all the kind of junior versions. Park Ji-sung, I've got the main one. Rosicki, I've got the main, well, I don't even know I've got the main one, but regardless, he's not going in the team anyway. So that's kind of where I'm at with a stocked club. Now, if you don't have a stock club, it's going to be a bit more difficult. And what I would suggest for that, if you haven't got the 90s like that, where you can literally just reel them off in specials, I would suggest waiting for Team of the Season, especially now, unless you are going to open up a lot of player picks, because that's going to be the only other way really to get them. If you are looking at it then, so what I would suggest going forward, we've got an 84 times 7. In fact, we got that. I don't even know when did we get that. What do we have to put in? Team of the Week in 83. The problem is going to be that we need a lot of Team of the Weeks. Like with Ronaldinho in himself, how many have we got to get? I know we had quite a few in that first rating. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5. So we need 5 at the minimum. So that would be my first plan of action, is to get them 5. The highest we need is an 88 rated team, I think. So if we look at them, so I could go with just them 4, to be honest, and that's absolutely fine. And then we've got Ramos, meaning the rest of these can be utilized in different SBCs. So for instance, the 84 times 7. So was it an 80? It's just 87s, in fact, so that's not too bad. So as long as you've got a couple of 87s, maybe an 86s, you should be fine for the Team of the Weeks. So I would suggest definitely prioritizing doing at least the Team of the Week pick, if obviously you've not got any in your club, or trying to get them from double upgrades. Obviously the player picks are always good as well. That's going to be number 1, because once you've got them, you can at least do the 87s. Now when it comes to completing an SBC of that sort of level, I would always try and go for the highest rated first. That I think it's very self-explanatory, to be honest, but that is going to be the best way to start with, is trying to get these 90s knocked out the park. Get your bronze and silvers done, obviously. 84 and 85, once you've put them in, even the 86. Once they're in, you don't need them ratings anymore. So because the next level up is 87, a couple of 85s might be used, but what I try and do is stick to the rating. So for instance, if I was looking at an 88 rated SBC, I would, especially if we've got 89s, I'd try for as many 88s as possible, and then 87s, because it keeps it there. If you was doing it based on that, you would need 9 88s, 2 87s. For instance, with the 89, 9 89s, 2 88s. That is how the SBC works. If you also want to see how you could work that as well, if you go over to Footbin, we'll obviously check the price as well. When you go into the SBC section here, we have the SBC rating combination. So for instance, if we're looking at an 89 rated squad, it would tell you exactly what you need. So say you've got a 91 Prince, you could use 191, so you could click it like that, and then it would go through all the 91s for you, and you can find the cheapest. So you can kind of go on the squad. So with the 89s, you can see, oh, we're using 2 of them. If I use 2 of them, I can obviously go ahead and use 3 89s, and then I can use 6 87s. It's just a way of doing it. Then if you also go cheapest player by rating, it will show you a rough update of what the cheapest player is by rating. So like 45k for the lowest 92, which is going to be Lineker. 34, 24. So there is a big jump between 90 and 91. So I would suggest, if you are looking to buy somebody, when you're looking at the 89s, you might as well go for the 90 and lower the other player. So for instance, instead of, say you need an 89, I would look, and for an 88 rated squad, I'd go for a 90 and then potentially put an 87 in instead of an 88. Because for 21k, for 3k extra, you can get a whole rating higher. That is going to be worth it in the long run. Trust me with that one. Whereas a jump of 10k might not be worth it as much, especially if you're not doing a 90 rated SBC. If you are doing a 90, then maybe yes, looking at the 92, it could be more cost effective to get a 92 and having to put in 88s rather than going with, say, 3 90s or 2 90s, for instance. It's just a way to look at it. In terms of price, if we got it in yet, I can imagine it's got to be at least 2 mil. Yeah, 2.2 mil. I mean, it's still a decent value. Like he's gone up to 1.85. Whether that's a full representation of his actual price, but it makes sense, to be honest. When it comes to him, he's always going to be expensive. He's going to be more expensive than him on the market anyway. I personally will still do him. Like Ronaldinho is one of my favorite. I would say definitely don't do him if he's not like your one and only sort of icon until team of the season, because he's going to be phenomenal. But I always love a Ronaldinho. If it gives me the extra bonus chance to get the future star, I'm going to absolutely take it, because he is an absolute fan favorite of mine. He's just a brilliant player. So I personally, in kind of order of how I do this, 90 rated as close to first as possible. If you can't and you want to start with some 88s, then try them out, because team of the season, we should be able to knock these out easily. Then obviously the 88s and 89s, they're going to come and go as you please. We've obviously got these ones that you should be able to do pretty quickly. If you're obviously buying promo packs, that should get it done a lot quicker. If you're not, then it is just about grinding the game, doing your challenges, doing your daily upgrades. Trying to stay away from the gamble SBCs is going to help. But if, for instance, you do manage to get all the way up to only the 88s to 90 SBCs, the 87s and 85s, they're going to be unaccounted for. Or at least the 85s and 86 are. So you're only really giving up an 87 rated team, because the 85s and 86s have nowhere to go. So it's absolutely fine. That's kind of one way to look at it if you really want to go that way. So it is just about grinding it out, making sure you're doing your daily bronze, silver and gold. They're going to be perfect for more upgrades. You can then choose between the player picks and the double upgrade. Personally, I'm a big fan of the player picks, but a lot of people have been saying on the videos that they've got a lot of good stuff from the double upgrades. Then obviously it does make sense to go and do the 84 times 7s, even with only a team of the week. If you've already got your 5 team of the weeks, that could be a decent one to invest in, being able to do this as well, as it's only an 83 and you've got a guaranteed, triple 84 times 7 if you give in 3 teams. So it is all about grinding it out. There isn't really too much else going for it. When it comes to actually gaining some of the cards, objectives is always going to be a big one. They're giving out so many cards, like even just me being at this level. Obviously Insigne's there, but an 85 times 4 twice. We look a bit further down, Ultimate Pack, 85 times 5, 84 times 10, then an 85 times 10 at the back here, plus 87 times 4. You kind of get my gist, even an 84 times 20 there. There's a lot of packs going around, so don't think that you have to do it straight away. If you are grinding it out, I think you could literally just play the game very casually, getting your objectives done to obviously get the points. That's going to be a big one, but just playing the game naturally. Even this 82 times 20, 86 times 3, 87 times 4, there's always big chances. So just playing naturally and kind of grinding a little bit. If you're not necessarily doing every single player SBC, every single upgrade SBC or gamble SBC, you should be able to get enough fodder to finish it off before the 60 days, especially with team of the season. The amount of duplicate 91s, 92s that you'll get is going to be absolutely nuts. It's just what happens every single time. So I would suggest just grinding out the game as you would. You don't have to do anything crazy if you want it to be done in a timely timely manner is what I'm looking at. If you want it done in really quick, unfortunately, the only way really to get them done really quick is by being very lucky in upgrade packs or buying promo packs. If you've got nothing in your club, there is no way for me to say that you could go and do player picks and get 4 squads of 90s. It's virtually impossible, especially quickly as well. You can do it, but you take time to get it done. You've got to get the gold commons. You've got to get then the look from the player pick. That's most definitely not easy to do, because even if you look at what's out in promos, when we come to the actual Galazzo team, so for instance, we look at number team 2. I don't know if... Yeah, everybody's in here. So you've got everybody here. You're looking at, if we go for 90s, just because that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and be realistic on who you packed. 5, say 6, 7, 8, 9... 9 players that you are potentially going to get. Like, it's still difficult to get them. They're not necessarily going out in every pack, but they're the ones that you are predominantly going to get. So you've got 9 there. Then you look in the gold rares. If we look at them, you've got realistically 1, 2 maybe. Bonmati Tavera is still not packable. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get Messi quite a lot actually now. 8 players from the golds. If you're trying to make 4 teams of 90s and you can only get, say, a combination of about 17 90s, there's a couple of 91s in there. I can appreciate that, but that is still the top of the top. What's impacts right now? When team of the season happens, there's going to be a lot more in them 92s, and they are going to be very packable, or at least more packable than not. So it's an interesting one to see. I do think when it comes to it, it's just going to be an absolute slug to get him out. Once you start bringing in a few of the SBCs, get these lower ones done so that number looks better, and then you kind of try and get these 90s done at the same time. It will just compound over time. Let me know down below though if you are going to do it. I cannot wait to get him done because Ronaldinho is about to come home. Let me know if he's going to yours as well. Peace.